we have the 2021 Giordano Lombardo Gavi di Gavi. So Gavi of Gavi from the region of Piedmont, which is near the border of Liguria in Piedmont. It's not very far away from Genoa, which is on the coast. So there are some maritime influences with this wine and some sea breezes, nice, good diurnal temperature swings. So you're going to have nice acidity, but a long enough growing season so you'll develop flavor. Now, the Giordano Lombardo is biodynamically farmed. And what's very cool is that the estate is not all planted, so there's lots of biodiversity here. And that's very, very important for keeping the land healthy and the grapes healthy and pollinators there and all of that. The grapes for this wine are manually harvested. And what gives this wine some really great flavor is that it rests on the lees or the dead yeast cells for 5 months before it's bottled. So that's going to give it some nuttiness, some breadiness, a little bit of yeasty note. The grape for Gavi is the Cortese grape. So Gavi is one of the great white wines of Italy. There aren't a ton of really famous whites in Italy, although I will tell you there are so many underrated whites, but Gavi is one of the most famed. So I thought, since we're concentrating on Piedmont and Tuscany, and mostly that's going to be red wines, we would put in one of the most famous whites of Italy, and that is Gavi. It is an obvious choice for a very classic famed wine from a small estate that's going to focus on terroir-driven wines, which is what we want. Let's take a look at the color. Now, mine has a little bit of fizz in it. That's not unusual. That's just a little bit of freshness when they bottled it. Nice pale straw color, little, golden around the edges. Very, very lovely, clear color. Give it a swirl and a sniff. This wine smells almost like the seashore. There's so much salinity to it, but it also has these lime aromas, and it smells like melon, like lemon peel, a little bit like toasted almonds, which is so characteristic of Italian whites. It's just in every Italian white. I'm not sure why, but that is always something I find in Italian whites. Okay, let's taste it. The citrus is there, melon notes. It almost is like steely or gravelly or rocky. It has this kind of rocky note to it. Strong acidity, but not overpowering. I love that the lees stirring has given it this toasty note, but also softened out the palate. So it's not so acidic, but it also has more texture. It really has a lot going on. It's very complex. What you're going to think about for this wine is serving it at about 45 degrees. You don't want to serve it too warm. You could probably go up to 50 just to let some of the more interesting aromas come out. It's not a candidate for aging. Gavi really almost never is, but it's one for drinking right now with soft cheeses and lighter style pastas, and of course shellfish and seafood. Since this is really a wine of the sea, they love this wine in Liguria, where they also have pesto. This is such a great pesto wine. So definitely think about, if you're somebody who likes pesto or basil in any incarnation, have the 2021 Giordano Lombardo Gavi di Gavi with that fantastic wine and a really nice white. I think if you're not that knowledgeable about Italian whites, this is a great place to start. So enjoy this one.